Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Walk the Dog Cinema. We are out and about. Happy 2026. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and New Year's, and you're all sticking to your resolutions. And we head into season 2 of Walk the Dog Cinema. Movie reviews, discussions with cinema. And as you can see, Roka here is wildly excited. We've been dealing with rains and all sorts of stuff, trying to get out before the winds get to us. So she's a little amped up right now, really excited to get out on her walk and just kind of going here. So just bear with us as I have an excited dog just itching and scratching to get out, but here we are in the new year, and some changes are going to be going with Walk the Dog Cinema. Still going to do some movie reviews and deep dives, obviously, but I'm kind of going to do a little bit different. You'll see the movie reviews on here, movies that I haven't seen or experienced. I'm going to review. And then I'm going to kind of do 30 movie challenges. I'm going to start off the new year doing the action movie challenge, and kind of the whole basis of that will be to do some prompt questions and discuss a movie about the prompt basically, and kind of see if I can establish some comments and get some discussions on your reaction to those challenges. And the big basis will be is I will pick a different movie for each of the prompts, and kind of go about that. Another one I'm going to be introducing is Disney Dives, going through all the live action movies of Disney. So some of them I haven't seen, obviously quite a few I have. I've already done Treasure Island and Adventures of Robin Hood, the next one when I get to the Disney Dives, but I'll be clearly marking that. So I have the movie reviews, the challenge prompts, and Disney Dives. And so looking forward to another year of watching movies and chronologically getting the journey down while I sit here and get my dog exercised. And I hope you learn a little bit about movies to get a different perspective on this great art form, and on top of it, just maybe give ideas about other movies that you wouldn't think about. I touch upon some movies that aren't as popular, but kind of surprised after basically the first season with some of the movies that were immensely popular. I guess The Terminator was going to be, but my other ones were The House That Dripped Blood for Halloween, which I was quite shocked with, and Secret of NIMH did really well. So there's a few others that also did good. My horror ones, the Halloween run kind of went over really well with Amicus, so I appreciate all of you that have stuck with me or have gotten on and watched or seen multiple ones. I do appreciate it all. But let's get into season 2, and it's a movie review right off the back. I've been wanting to watch it. I've watched the other Knives Out, so I'm going to be doing the next one, Wake Me Up Dead, and go from there. So the third installment of Daniel Craig's and Rian Johnson Knives Out mystery, Wake Up Dead Man. Is very interesting, where a priest of a Catholic parishioner basically ends up dying, and it looks like he basically comes back from the dead, but the lead culprit is a fellow priest who was sent to kind of overlook him. And to say this Catholic priest that ends up dead is really out there would be an understatement. But he's very fire and brimstone, very unorthodox in that regard. And of course, we get a complete cast of characters and suspects. Very Agatha Christie mold. As a matter of fact, of the Knives Out, this one is the least kind of deconstructed. Where the first Knives Out was kind of like taking the Agatha Christie model and deconstructing it backwards. Glass Onion was better represented in that regard. A little bit more straightforward with some interesting things. But I actually really enjoyed myself with this one. I love that it was very much Agatha Christie. The Daniel Craig character is very much a Poirot character, like Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile. And so it was an enjoyable movie, an enjoyable experience. I loved the mystery about it. I loved how it got revealed and kind of like all of those little aspects to it. It was a lot of fun. So, the big one is if you're a fan of the first two, I think you'll be a fan of the third one. Daniel Craig does a pretty solid job. I think the acting's really good. Glenn Close's character is really well fleshed out. Jeremy Renner has a good role. I would have liked to see a little bit more fleshed out with some of the other characters. The lead suspect priest is done really well. I think he's a great character, and what I really do enjoy a lot about the movie is how it treats that priest and his faith, and really establishes all of that really well. And I think really looks good for, like, from a Christian point of view. It's a lot of fun in the sense that they stay true to a lot of the teachings and his faith and play off of that. And I like that the Daniel Craig character isn't, he's so logical, even though it kind of would be maybe an affront to him a little bit. He still is out to seek to get this guy off. So there's an interesting dynamic there that I really enjoyed between the two characters. And like I said, the overall reveal of the mystery behind it all is, I think, kind of neat. It's a little different in terms of how it all plays out. And if you went back to watch it, how you could kind of see it. But I think Rian Johnson does a great job of tricking us in one sense, but you get it from the point of view of the priest and some of the other shots. You can almost say it's a cheat, but it really isn't when you actually put it together from a logical standpoint. It makes sense in a storytelling point of view from what the camera's showing us. So yes, you kind of get tricked a little bit, but this one you can forgive because it is set up prior with the trickery of what we're supposed to be thinking we're seeing because of the POV aspect of what the camera's implying. So in context to the movie. So it's pretty good in that regard. Again, I enjoy Rian when he kind of stays in his lane, not when he did Star Wars. I'm one of those guys. I hate his Last Jedi. There's a whole thing with that I could probably do a whole deep dive on. I'm not going to get into here, but I've enjoyed all the Knives Out in that regard. So in that regard, it is an enjoyable movie. Like I said, some of the faults of the film is that because there's a lot of characters, we kind of, to keep it moving and to keep the pace going, you get a lot of kind of simplified overviews of them, and the actors do a good job with the stereotypes or the tropes that are in play to kind of give us an overview of these people and who they are. And so they kind of play a little one note, but it works. I would say that's the biggest weakness. But it does create a great cast of characters to kind of pick who may have done it or how it's all going to play out. And it does come to a very logical conclusion. And like I said, I think Daniel Craig's does a fine job. He's not as central to it all in this one as much as the main priest and Josh Brolin, is eccentric priest, and Glenn Close. They're kind of the big stars of it. So give it a look. It's on Netflix. I think it's worth the watch. And have a good one, everybody. Happy New Year.